Good evening and welcome to the Garfield Heights City School District Board of Education's regular board meeting. This evening is Monday, August 19th, 2024. I call our meeting to order. Mr. Oko, could I get roll call, please?
Yes. Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Here.
Ms. Morrison?
Here.
Ms. King?
Here. Could I get a motion to adopt this evening's agenda?
So moved.
Could I get a second? That was moved by Ms. Morrison and second by Ms. Cox. Could I get roll call?
Ms. Morrison?
Yes.
Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes. At this time, I'd like to take a moment of silent reflection, and we will then follow that with the Pledge of Allegiance, and it will be led by Ms. Daniels. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the July 15th regular board meeting as presented?
Ms. King?
Yes.
Can we, before we do that?
I forgot a step. We are holding this evening a mandatory hearing on a retire, rehire. So if there are any comments or concerns, please sign up to speak at the section where we have public participation regarding agenda items. Now I would take a motion to approve the minutes from the July 15th regular board meeting as presented.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
That was moved by Ms. Morrison and second by Ms. Cox. Could I get roll call?
Ms. Morrison?
Yes.
Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes. At this time, we will have the board president's report. Thank you all once again for attending. The first day of school for the 2024-2025 school year and our Garfield Heights scholars will be on Monday, August 26th. And on behalf of the Board of Education, I commend the families and the staff for all of their preparatory work underway for our children of our community. I know the administrative staff has been hard at work to make for a successful launch of the school year, and I thank Dr. Reynolds and his team for their persistence and hard work. I am happy to report that we are near full capacity for employment in the Garfield Heights City Schools, and I, for one, am dedicated to embracing our new staff members and welcoming them to our Bulldog School family. I will say that I had the opportunity to attend their boot camp, and it was a pleasure getting to know our new staff. We have a diverse, energetic, and innovative group, and I'm excited to hear about or actually see what unfolds this school year. I commend our team for volunteering at the Dress for Success organization for the orientation drive bus tour that they recently took to meet Mayor Burke and view the city, and for the boot camp meetings they hosted last week. There is an eagerness to start the school year strong, and I can honestly communicate this is Garfield Heights. Needless to say, I'm excited for the start of the school year, and clearly I am joined by many members of our team as well. Congratulations goes out to our Bulldog graduates who formally graduated in a ceremony earlier today. Your hard work has paid off. You are a Bulldog Scholar, and we are proud of this milestone. I look forward to seeing our Bulldog School family on Thursday, August 22nd at 4 o'clock at the high school for our annual Back to School rally. There, our community will have the chance to meet our staff, win prizes, obtain school supplies and food, and even more. It's a very special event, so please plan on attending the rally. One other community-oriented event will take place in the next several weeks, and I ask that you kindly add this to your save-the-date notes of your calendar, and that is Thursday, September 12th, when the Garfield Heights City Schools will participate in a collaborative town hall forum with Mayor Burke, an outstanding parent-driven organizations such as Mom on a Mission and our Top Dog Initiative. Here, the community will learn about the strides taken to enhance safety and security and be an overall demonstration of our partnership with Mayor Burke, the Garfield Heights Police Department, and the City of Garfield. Here's to a successful and safe start to the 2024-2025 school year. With this, I end my report. Now we're moving into committee reports. Are there any committee reports? Ms. Cox?
I have a report from community.
Excuse me, Ms. Cox, you turned your mic off. There you go.
I have a report from the community and family engagement area. Just a few things. The Taste Attorney will be September 7th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that's a celebration of local food, live performance, and other entertainment. And one other, Cuyahoga County offers, our local library in Garfield Heights offers free academic and enrichment help. It's called Student Success Center, and that is Mondays and Thursdays from 4 to 6:30, and that help is free. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Cox. Are there any other committee reports?
Madam President,
Ms. Thomas?
I have a report.
Sorry about that. I have two reports. My first report is for Cuyahoga Valley Career Center. At our last meeting that we had, we hosted our outstanding student recognition, and I know it's crazy because we're getting ready to go back to school and I'm reporting on last school year, but we had 374 seniors that were recognized. We also recognized our Student Employer of the Year. We got a business and finance report. From that report, we did find that revenues were up because of recent tax collections, appraisals, and grants. We had completed negotiation for both of our unions. And then we approved Ashley Ward as a new assistant principal. So sad for our district, but amazing for CVCC and her growth as an administrator. We approved our DEI consultant. We have a contract with Dr. Brian Harper. They announced a new floor being put in at the Valley Inn and an insurance increase for all staff members. Our first day of school is Wednesday, August 21st. We have an open house coming up on September 5th at 7 p.m. And in our newsflash, our district was recognized for a visit from our middle school. They went to go see the construction trades program. And then we also hosted a career exploration event with the district, as well as our middle schoolers took a field trip to the Lakewood wastewater treatment plant facility. And that concludes my CVCC report. And I do have a policy committee report. We did meet last Monday. We have 4 policies on the agenda today for the first and second reading. One of them is a replacement policy, and it has to do with using Narcan for emergency situations. Our second is a revised policy. It's a search and seizure policy that is for our bag scanner that we've added for security at our buildings. The next policy is a new policy, and it has to do with the Board of Revision complaints and counter complaints. And the last policy is a Title IX policy, and it has updates in regards to the updated administration. And that concludes my policy report.
Thank you. Are there any other reports, committee reports? All right, with no additional reports, we'll move on to recognitions and commendations. So I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Reynolds.
Thank you, Madam President. In this section, we're actually going to combine these three sections, the presentation, recognitions, and the superintendent's report. That is okay? So thank you again, Madam President. I begin my report by thanking the students and staff who took the time to participate in our summer learning opportunities during the months of June, July, and August. The extra work supplements the educational experience that students receive at Garfield Heights City Schools. And I express my gratitude to the Bulldogs who took full advantage of the chance to be self-fed and to grow academically. I also want to formally congratulate the individuals who graduated from the summer educational experience earlier this afternoon at the ceremony that took place here at the high school. Your hard work and determination certainly has paid off, and I wish you well in your future endeavors. Now, we all look forward to welcoming back the students to the start of the school year, and our first day of school for our students in grades 1st through 12th is Monday, August 26th. Kindergarten students with the last names beginning with letters A through K is Thursday, August 29th, and the kindergartners with the last names beginning with L through Z will be Friday, August 30th. The summer work crews were busy at work to ensure that the buildings have been thoroughly cleaned and prepared for our students. And I want to thank the building maintenance and facilities teams who've been working hard over the summer months. As our Bulldog students will soon see our amenities look first rate, so thank you all. A few more dates of priority for our Bulldog family. Our staff will be welcomed back on Tuesday morning for our annual convocation ceremony, and we are pleased to invite special keynote speaker Rute Kafele, a national educational leader and motivational speaker, who will encourage our staff members to conquer the attitude gap and to dare greatly. And we are looking forward to welcoming back our staff with open arms to start the school year. And the Back to School rally will take place Thursday, August 22nd at 4:00 p.m. here at the high school. And this has become a very, very successful spirited event in order to treat our families to school supplies, games, food while it lasts, and a positive overall demonstration of Bulldog pride. So come out and join the fun and excitement. Today, I actually spoke with the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce. The purpose of this call was to offer any support regarding the recent reports of an organization coming into our community to patrol our streets. My response to them first was a thanks of appreciation for their support and for the phone call, and asked them just to continue to provide the necessary data needed to improve our schools. They, as well as the City of Garfield Heights, the Garfield Heights Police Department, and Representative Brewer have offered their support in our efforts to provide a safe environment for our staff and for our students. Finally, as you will read more about this in the future, the Garfield Heights City Schools is partnering with Moms on a Mission, Top Dog, and the City of Garfield Heights, and State Representative Darnell Brewer to host a community town hall forum on Thursday, September 12th, to continue that open dialogue that's already started to ensure that positive collaboration with all entities to ensure safety, security, and success. And this event will start at 6:00 p.m. at the Civic Center, and we look forward to seeing you. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds. Are there any questions for Dr. Reynolds in regards to his report? All right, thank you, Dr. Reynolds. Next. Next on our agenda, we have remarks from the public regarding agenda items. Okay, we don't have anyone signed up, so we're going to move straight into our financials. So can I get a motion to approve the financials for July as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
That was moved by Ms. Morrison and second by Ms. Thomas. Are there any questions or comments? Mr. Oko?
You want me to walk through it real quick?
Yes.
I talk loud enough. The financial report this month.
So I know in June we talked, because we saw a third payroll come in June instead of July. On page 6, you will see the comparisons from fiscal 24, fiscal 25, July. You'll see that that payroll comes right back. So our expenditures in personnel is significantly lower, $1.148 million lower, because we only had 2 payrolls in July instead of usually the 3 that we had given our payroll structure. Overall, we had a good flip into fiscal 25. It was our first month in fiscal 25. And overall, we're looking at running another surplus budget for the year, which is good for us. You'll see that our cash balance will be projected as of July at the end about $10.12 million. So again, we look forward to another good year fiscally.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Oko?
Madam President.
Ms. Daniels?
Mr. Oko, I do have, I believe, 2 questions. The first question is, are we on track with spending down all of our ESSER funds as planned by the due date?
Yeah, so great question, because September 30th is coming fast and furious for us on that. So I don't know what page, but in there, it is page 9. It shows what we've been allocated by the federal government or the state or our county for grants, and then the second column is what we spent, and then you'll see a total percentage spent to date. You gotta, let's remember that the federal grants are 15-month cycles rather than 12, and they end obviously on September 30th. We will expend every penny of ESSER, to answer your question. The final expenditures are coming with the completion of our new stadium project and the follow-up projects at the middle school and William Foster. So we'll finish up our expenditures there, and we'll do our final expenditure report fully liquidated in January when the state processes everything. So we'll be done spending by September 30th. Officially, we'll have the final paperwork filed in January for us in 2025, I'm sorry.
I have one more question,
Yes.
Mr. Oko, and thank you for that answer. And this is also regarding the ESSER funds. We are seeing just some neighboring districts struggling with the gap with the ending of the ESSER funds. Will our district be looking at some challenges as it relates to these funds expiring soon?
Absolutely, a great question. So we've seen our neighboring districts struggle with this, specifically with personnel. We do not have anybody on payroll coded under ESSER funds anymore. So we've actually worked through that. There is nobody moving forward in October. Actually, with this payroll this Friday, it is all general fund or entitlement federal dollars. So there is nobody coded in our district who will have to come back into the general fund in October. We have accounted for everybody, and we will not be facing that shortfall from the personnel areas that other districts are seeing, the massive budgetary discrepancies that they see, like Cleveland. We will not be facing that.
Thank you, Mr. Oko.
Thank you.
Are there any more questions for Mr. Oko? All right, thank you, Mr. Oko. With that, can I get roll call?
Ms. Morrison?
Yes.
Ms. Thomas? Ms. Cox?
Yes.
Mrs. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes. Next is our transfer resolution. Could I get a motion to approve the transfer resolution 2024 38 as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
That was moved by Ms. Thomas and seconded by Ms. Morrison. Are there any questions or comments?
I can talk about this together.
So this is a rather large transfer. It's not something we do, it's not a recurring transfer we do every year. This is going from our general fund into the PI fund, the 003, for $900,000. This is to cover 99% of the bleachers at the new stadium. We couldn't expend ESSER funds directly on that, so instead the general fund is going to cover it, and what we've done on the back end is some of the general fund costs that we typically make, some of the more operational purchases, instead of using ESSER, we've essentially used the general fund so we could make this transfer out. So it ends up equaling out towards the end. We would have made these expenditures regardless, but since we can't code this directly through, given the grants guarantees, this is how we have to move forward to complete our project.
All right, are there any questions? All right, with that, could I get roll call, please?
Ms. Thomas?
Yes.
Ms. Morrison?
Yes.
Ms. Cox? Mrs. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes. Could I get a motion to move and waive the reading of 11.1 through 16.1?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
That was moved by Ms. Morrison and seconded by Ms. Daniels. Are there any questions? Can I get roll call, please?
Madam President, I did have a question.
Yes,
for
Ms.
Dr.
Daniels.
Reynolds. Dr. Reynolds, for the resignations that we have on this board agenda and the prior ones, can you clarify how we collect data as it relates to our employees exiting and reasons and purposes
Yes.
that we do that?
I've actually asked our HR director, Ms. Pettigrew, if she can just provide clarity on the process that we use this year. And obviously she'll also discuss the process that she's creating as well. And Ms. Pettigrew is here. Yeah, right, it's good. Yeah, you're right here.
Yes, so for our process for this school year, for those who resign before the end of the school year, I did have informal conversations. They shared with me the reasons for leaving. For those who resign after, they just submitted their resignation. Starting next year, we will have a formal process where we will sit down with those individuals to have an actual exit process where they will come in, return their data. I'll provide them with a questionnaire and we'll have a formal conversation. But as far as for this year, again, for those who resign prior to May 31st, we did have conversations with those individuals.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Are there any other questions? Can I get roll call, please?
Ms. Morrison?
Yes.
Mrs. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Cox? Ms. Thomas? Ms. King?
Yes. Next, we have the approval of the first and second readings of our board policy. Could I get a motion to approve the board policy items as presented for the first and second reading?
Second.
That was moved by Ms. Thomas and seconded by Ms. Daniels. Are there any questions? With no questions, can I get roll call, please?
Ms. Thomas? Mrs. Daniels?
Yes.
Ms. Cox? Ms. Morrison,
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes. Could I get a motion to move and waive the reading of 18.1 through 19.4?
Madam President,
Ms. Daniels?
is there a reason why we're not including 19.5, or probably just missed it?
Yes, through 19.5, thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. That was moved by Ms. Daniels and second by Ms. Morrison. Are there any questions?
Madam President,
Ms. Daniels?
me again. The contract for Apollo after-school program will the district be providing this tuition, or will the parents be paying the tuition?
It will be coming from parents. However, we're accepting, well, it's not us. Everything is actually worked through Apollo. We are providing the facilities. So everything is worked through them, including vouchers. They're accepting vouchers as well. What we're going to do in this first year of really working with them, they offer before and after school. Because we want to make sure that we do it right, we're only going to offer the after school piece to make sure that is run successfully. And then we want to then incorporate the before and after school piece. But they do accept vouchers as well. And everything is worked through their website and through their business. I'm not sure if Dr. Dupree wanted to add anything additional to that.
What you said, Dr. Reynolds, is correct. People at Apollo said that if anyone has a problem with tuition, they will work with them to either get them funding or get a reduced rate or let them in for free.
Thank you. Will this be at all schools or in one building in particular?
Just one building. We will be doing that at William Foster. I haven't looked for specifically, but we're looking to do this at William Foster. And again, this is our first year really working with Apollo. We have kind of started conversations last year, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to listen to our parents and really try to understand exactly what the needs are at this time. So we're doing a variety of things, including our work with Tri-C, thanks to the coordination of Ms. Cox. But this is just another piece that we're trying to do as well by offering our ear and making sure that they have a voice. And this is one of the things that they needed, just after school care for kids. And so we are providing that first year. We may be able to extend this as we go forward, but in our first year, we're just going to focus on one building.
And what grades will
This
it
is
service?
just the K1 building, our pre-K1.
Will we still have the Boys and Girls Club at Elmwood this school year?
We are working to continue that relationship. They, as many of us are, having funding concerns. So we are trying to make sure that we are still on the list of folks who really want to continue that partnership. We're willing to do some things to make sure that partnership still continues, because it's a very good program for us. A lot of our students participate, a lot of our families benefit from this. We want to continue to offer those things. If we get to the point where there is nothing that we could do, we will be developing other opportunities just to make sure that we are responding to the needs of our parents.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds.
Are there any other questions? All right, with none, can I get roll call, please?
Mrs. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Morrison,
Yes.
Ms. Cox, Ms. Thomas, Ms. King.
Yes. Next are remarks regarding, from the public regarding miscellaneous school items. All right, we don't have anyone's. Okay, I was just informed, I don't have the right glasses on, that we have our representative Darnell Brewer here, so I'd like to welcome you to our school board meeting. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you want to say to the group while you're here?
You know, I always say, don't give a politician the microphone. But no, I just want to say to everyone here, I'm just here to show my support, not only for the superintendent, the school board, and also the parents, the students, and the staff. You know, with the things that's going on, I just want to know, and I just want you all to know that I'm standing behind everyone in the district. Anything I can do, anything I can do to support you all, I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, I would entertain a motion to, well, actually announce our next school board meeting. Our next Board of Education special board meeting will be on September 9th at 6 o'clock. And our next regular school board meeting will be at 6 o'clock here at the high school on September 16th. Now with that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. That was moved by Ms. Morrison and second by Ms. Daniels. Could I get roll call, please?
Ms. Morrison,
Yes.
Mrs. Daniels,
Yes.
Ms. Cox, Ms. Thomas,
Yes.
Ms. King.
Yes. Meeting adjourned.